We have a story of a twisted conspiracy out of Baudette, Minnesota that was allegedly hatched to get out of a simple DWI charge. The story from iNews partner Doris Knutson of the Northern Light Region newspaper. David Lee Stay, 27, International Falls, and Adam Mario Pauly, 41, of Baudette, face felony charges after allegedly plotting to bribe an individual into providing a false statement to police as well as potentially providing false testimony to the court. The saga began on April 10th at around 6:15 p.m. when Stay, a former Baudette resident who was on probation for second-degree DWI and a participant in the Borderland Substance Abuse Court, was reported to the sheriff's office for driving while highly intoxicated. Lake of the Woods investigator Craig Severs observed Stay as he was driving and witnessed him make evasive maneuvers before pulling into a rural private driveway. When investigator Severs arrived in the driveway, he observed Stay's abandoned vehicle in the ditch of the driveway, resting against several trees and an old barbed wire fence. The property owner informed Severs that Stay had walked up to his residence and asked for help getting his vehicle out. The property owner called for a tow truck, but before the truck could arrive, Stay had left the yard and entered the woods. Over the next several hours, law enforcement officers searched for Stay, eventually locating him at a residence in a rural Lake of the Woods county. At 9:57 p.m., at a different rural residence, investigator Severs met with Stay, who was covered in dirt, mud, and grass. Stay admitted to consuming alcohol, and his vehicle keys were located in his right front pocket. However, he denied driving the vehicle, telling officers that Eric was the driver, but stating that he did not know Eric's last name. Following his arrest, a test provided a blood alcohol level of 0.18, that's more than twice the legal limit. He was booked into the Lake of the Woods County Jail on a charge of first-degree DWI, a felony which carries a maximum penalty of 7 years in prison and or a $14,000 fine. Following a probation violation on the part of Adam Pauly, a couple of days later, he was also detained in the local jail where he and Stay shared a cell. Over several days following Pauly's release on April 13th, investigator Severs reviewed outgoing jail phone calls between Stay and Pauly and learned of their plan to contact several parties named Eric in order to offer them money to claim to be the driver of Stay's vehicle on April 10th. As part of the deal, the individual would be required to testify to that fact as well. During multiple calls between Stay and Pauly, Pauly told Stay of his attempts to locate and speak with several people named Eric. At one point during a call made to Pauly from Stay on the jail phone, Pauly told Stay he was on his way to War Road to talk to this other dude. Stay allegedly directed Pauly to offer $1,000 to the individual to begin with to see if he will do it. On April 15th, investigator Severs met with an individual named Eric in the Dollar General parking lot in Baudette. The individual told Severs that he was first contacted via Facebook Messenger regarding the request but didn't respond. Eric told Severs Pauly and another person had come to his residence the day before and had first offered him $500 to claim he was the driver of Stay's vehicle when it got stuck on April 10th. When he failed to accept the $500 offer, the offer was raised to $1,500 if he agreed to say he was the driver. Eric told the officer he declined the offer because he's currently on probation and knew it was wrong. On April 16th, the Lake of the Woods County Sheriff's Office, assisted by agents of the United States Border Patrol and Pine to Prairie Drug Task Force, executed simultaneous search warrants at the residence of Adam Pauly and another individual. Pauly was placed under arrest, and both he and Stay have been charged with one count of bribery, a felony with a possible maximum penalty of 10 years in prison and or a $20,000 fine, and one count of conspiracy to commit perjury, which carries a maximum penalty of 3.5 years in prison and or a $7,000 fine. Charges are pending against a third individual. I'm Neil Carlson reporting for PageOnePublications.com.